Welcome each and every one of you to episode number 21 of my run through Resident Evil 4. So it's been a while since I uploaded something in an episode of this run. Actually, I kinda took my time for a while and didn't upload that much for the last like 1.5 weeks, I think. Well, let's read this letter before we go on. Letter from Ada. Once the plaga catches, it's nearly impossible to remove it from the body, but it is before it hatches. Then it can be neutralized by medication. If it does hatch, you might be able to get it out by surgery before it turns to an adult. But it won't be easy. There's a big chance that you won't survive the operation. As far as I know, the girl was injected with the egg before you. Her time is ticking. You should prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. Yeah. The information in this letter is, well, law-wise kinda interesting, I would say. I mean, now we know those medications that Lewis gives us, most likely the ones that Lewis gives us, would have been able to destroy the parasite if we would have gotten it earlier. And also we know it can be, before it's in adult state, we can remove it by surgery. That's interesting for law-wise. Gameplay-wise, this thing just tells us it's really bad that you're infected with the parasite, and you should get rid of it as fast as possible, which is not new in any way to us. So sadly, we have to sell this lamp now. Without having the blue diamond in it. This really bothers me. But actually that never happened before. I never had to sell an unfinished lamp. This is the first time I didn't get the second blue eye to complete that thing. So, and we get 48,000 for the Salazar family card. This is like the most expensive item in the whole game.
What are you buying?
So, first of all, we're going to upgrade the capacity and the damage of our Magnum. The reload speed isn't really too interesting for us.
Thank you.
Generally, firepower is our preferred stat on any weapon. We get the capacity on that thing.
Not enough cash.
And we don't have enough money for the firepower on that thing. But we will get money soon, very soon. So, yeah, what was I talking about? I talked about how I didn't upload too much in the last few weeks. Like, the last 2 weeks I kinda didn't upload as much as I wanted to. Like, really short before that, there was a time where I also didn't upload for a week or something like that. And, well, it's basically the same thing all over again. I just was really busy doing other stuff. I'm not earning any money with YouTube, so I have to work to get to pay my bills and stuff. Oh, you know what? Oh, there's a second one. So those guys with the torches, we know them already. We can shoot them while they try to breathe fire, and that makes them die instantly, which is good. So yeah. Also last week was my birthday, and I did like 2 parties. One with the family, the second one with a lot of friends. At the weekend, the party with my family was like in the middle of the week, and I had a really good time, but at the same time planning out and attending on 2 birthday parties in 1 week is a little bit work to do. So it's, even though it is, I had a really good time, and it was a lot of fun. In the end, it was exhausting, and I didn't really have time to do too much else. But one other thing about my birthday is also, yeah, how do I put this? It affects my work on this stream, on this YouTube channel. So before I throw the grenade, what I plan to do is, usually you have multiple options to do this place. You can just go in and fight them head on. I usually like to use explosives, especially the mine thrower. It's really nice here. Usually you can take out the whole group with 1 or 2 mines if you place them correctly. 1 is like really hard to do, but with 2 it's absolutely possible. But I'm kinda short on mines. saying to be really specific, I have no mines left. So otherwise, you could throw a hand grenade. With a hand grenade, it's pretty easy to kill all of them. But I don't have a hand grenade. I only have one of those burning grenades. But the burning grenades doesn't have as much of an AoE effect like the normal grenades. So instead, I'm going to take the flash grenade now. This is like the least optimal way to do it, except for just running in, I guess. I'm going to throw this flash grenade, and then I'm going to swap to my sniper rifle and try to headshot all of them while they are stunned. Okay, let's see if I can pull that one off. That wasn't a headshot, that was one. I really positioned myself really awkward here. Okay, I didn't got too many headshots. And that guy still alive. Oh, and there's another one. Okay, yeah, I think this guy just wasn't placed in the group. He was more like, yeah, staying a little bit off. This guy, we saw him, he was, he should have been also stunned by the flash grenade, but I think he was standing behind this thing. I positioned myself really bad to snipe the guys right now, just now. That was the positioning where I stayed when I pulled out the sniper rifle was really bad, to say that. Is there something that I can shoot down? No, doesn't seem like it. So what we have to do here is we wanna go through a door. The door is over there, but we need a key item. There is none here, so we search for another way to go, and there is only one way to go. Oh, what do I do now? I think. Oh yeah, I know what I do. I take this one out, reload it. Now I can take this with me. So, so there's only one way to go, and we will eventually. What do I do now? If I would have seen this thing earlier, this would have been easy. Then, yeah. I'm just going to use that thing up. I don't know how much damage I had. I think I don't have too much damage, but anyways. So this is the only thing we can do here. And a video game logic, we will find the key item to open the door down there. So I was talking about how my birthday affects this YouTube channel. Long story short, I was planning on playing more than just Resident Evil 4. I was planning on going through Resident Evil 4, 5 and 6, which I all got for PlayStation 4. And I already have played all of them. And then I wanted to eventually later on go through Resident Evil 7 as well. And also I wanted to play maybe the older Resident Evil ones, as I already got the classic collection with Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 0. And as far as I know, Resident Evil... how's it called? Oh. Okay, that guy just comes up here. I'm going to shoot him with my pistol when he tries to breathe fire. So as far as I know, Resident Evil Classic Collection 2... with 2 and 3, Resident Evil 2 and 3, also is planned by Capcom, but I'm not completely sure about that one. But I think it would make sense. Also, I 2 just completed. I also would want to get Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles. No, not Darkside. I mean, Darkside Chronicles is always a really fun game. Oh yeah, I was shocked for a little moment, but then I realized, oh yeah, there's a chainsaw up there. So, before I talk about my plans on this YouTube channel any further, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening here. So, just like up there, we needed key items, actually a key, to open the door right there. That We don't know that yet, but I know that yet. So, this part, well, the AI is really weird here. So, I'm going to pull off a little trick here. So, inside of this building, there's this guy who can't jump down those things. He only can use doors, and he can climb ladders up, but he can't jump down here. So, I'm going to shoot on him now, so we don't waste time. And there is a door down there. And he usually would just run there and open that door, but this door is kind of scripted. This door can only be opened by you for the first time. Or at least it only can be opened by you unless you didn't got in there in any other way. So once you enter the lower floor of this like building, the door is free for the enemies to go. But as long as you stay outside, the enemies can't use their door. Which results in this guy just running stupidly against this thing. And there's another interesting thing, because down there is an enemy which also only gets active once you enter that floor. So usually the enemy would have noticed us already and would try to come to us, but he only can get triggered by us entering that room. And the enemy there is another chainsaw, so we have 2 chainsaw enemies. Is he getting up again? Yeah. Now he's dead. Okay, and I don't have any extra ammunition for my sniper rifle, which isn't too much of a big deal. So, key. Also, I don't know, I think also by going down there, there's another wave of enemies triggered that will try to fight us. Most likely then alongside with the guy that sits downstairs. Okay, I'm going to reload. Oh no, they are triggered by picking up the key, I guess. Oh shit. Okay, that guy wasn't there. I think I'm going to pull out my oh no, I'm going to throw that thing. Oh, and I didn't hit that guy with that, which is unfortunate, but not too much of a big deal, especially because I kind of have some healing items left now. Okay, this is a little bit unfortunate. I think I'm going to use that thing. Oh, and he tries to throw shit at me. Hey. Okay. I'm kind of... I think it's weird that I just one-shot the last few, but maybe they already got a little bit damaged when I threw the fire grenade, because maybe I hit them through the wall and made them fall down, but I couldn't see them. That would explain why I one-shot all of them, but in the end there's a slight chance of one-shotting enemies with your pistol, which is the crit chance, if you hit the head, which is for most weapons really low. But it's a special trait of, for example, the blacktail, the like 9mm pistol that you get at last. Oh. Yo, that guy got moves. Sick moves. Well, yeah, so it is a slight chance that you one-shot enemies like that, but it is a little bit unlikely that I would one-shot so many of them, such like right after each after another. So that is kind of weird. So I think they most likely got already a little bit damaged because of my fire grenade. So back to the topic of what I'm going to do on this channel. So I usually, as I said. So I planned on doing a lot of Resident Evil stuff. The first things that I wanted to do is I wanted to play Resident Evil 4, then 5, then 6, then maybe the first episode of Resident Evil Classics with 1 and 0. And then I wanted to play Resident Evil 7 as soon as I get my hands on it. So, now my mother gifted me for my birthday Resident Evil 7. So now I'm sitting here and I got Resident Evil 4, 5, 6 and 7. And obviously I really want to play Resident Evil 7 now. But I'm not sure if I should do that, so really quick, this is like the one room that we saw with Salazar earlier, but we actually can't destroy this now. Look, even though it's marked, we can't destroy this now. And there will be 2 little enemies that will spawn and try to fight us while we try to do this. They might hit us 1 or 2 times as we focus on preventing this stuff from killing us. So, yeah, I now really want to play Resident Evil 7. But I kinda think for the sake of my videos I shouldn't do that just now. The reason for that is simply because I think, especially in a game like Resident Evil 7, from what I've seen so far, is most likely really interesting if it is a blind run. So I'm not spoiled in any big way about Resident Evil 7 so far, so a blind run for me really would be like as blind as a run of that game can get, because all the things I know about that game is it's first person. I know of 1 female character that turns into a monster eventually, which I would recognize. This is like the biggest spoiler I know about that game. And the last thing is, I know there's some kind of boss fight against a boss that is in a car, or is the car, and it's in a garage and spinning like crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is everything I know about that game. So, yeah, as you can tell, I don't know much about Resident Evil 7. And I think for the sake of the videos, I shouldn't know any more about it. And I think it's most interesting if it is a blind run. So therefore I want to rush Resident Evil 4 now to be able to rush Resident Evil 7, 6 and 5. So you see those guys, I'm going to shoot them now, I guess. It's like, is there another one? No, I think that's not one. So, yeah, I want to rush this now, so expect me to do a lot of videos about Resident Evil in the next few weeks, because I want to get to Resident Evil 7 as fast as possible. What is going to happen here is we are in those cars, and they are driving, and there are enemies that try to drop into our cars, and they die one shot in a similar fashion as we have seen it earlier at some places. If we can manage to hit them, that is. I would recommend to use the shotgun here. I fucked it up just now, but the spreading attack of the shotgun makes it sometimes really easy to kill multiple enemies at once. Like that, I killed like 2 of them. And I got both of those ladies at the same time. So, and they were like really far away from each other. So you see, the shotgun is really well suited for this place. Actually, if you want to farm up some money, I would recommend you to let the enemies drop down into your carts and then fight them here, because like that they can drop stuff. I just want to have a good time right here. At this part, especially, usually a guy with the chainsaw is dropping down into your cart. I think I killed that guy off. So, I think that was one of the guys I should shut down. What I want to do right now is, I just want to kill all the guys that are down here. Because actually one time I died in this scenario by just trying to activate the switch as fast as possible, so there aren't that many enemies that can drop in here. and that resulted in me dying because while I was looking away, the chainsaw guy dropped down into this thing and just saw my head off before I could react to it, which was really unfortunate. So, therefore, like, I have bad experience with just trying to get away while enemies are in here. Therefore, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to calmly kill all the enemies that want to drop down in here. Then I'm going to take my time and activate that switch. Swapping back to my shotgun and that's the way I would recommend you to do this. So another thing that's really funny is I'm not sure how that works, but I've seen it in a speedrun of that game. But there was one guy that dropped down into the cart that wouldn't attack Leon at all. I'm not sure if that's like one specific one and only that guy reacts that way, or if any of those oh, there's another chainsaw. Or if any enemy reacts in the same manner if he gets that far, because oh shit, whoa, that was actually really fucking close. I didn't intend this to be that close. So I'm going to kill that one off as fast as possible. The reason for that is we will reach a point really soon where we aren't able to jump in between those jump forth and back in the cart. Yeah. And I think, oh yeah, that guy would have been it. That guy wouldn't have attacked us at all. Sadly, we are not in the same cart with him, otherwise I could show you that. It's really funny, it looks really stupid how he just will come closer and closer to you and doesn't do shit until he falls down here. Also, if you like this game, check the Resident Evil 4 speedrun from Awesome Games Done Quick out, or any speedrun for that matter. I think any Resident Evil 4 speedrun is really interesting and cool, but especially the one for that you like the first result that you get if you search for Awesome Games Done Quick Resident Evil 4 speedrun on YouTube is like a really entertaining experience. It's really cool. It's really cool for me as a person that really loves Resident Evil 4, and before I saw the video I already have spent a lot of time into Resident Evil 4 and played through it several times, but also I think it's also a really cool speedrun to watch for someone who doesn't know too much about the game, as it is really informative and teaches you a lot about the game. Not as much as a complete like rundown of everything, of course, because like they skip the cutscenes, obviously, and they skip everything that is where they can skip something. They don't spend too much time talking about detail, but yeah, it's still pretty informative and a pretty cool run. So, yeah. So what did we did? We found the key item. We talked about my plans on YouTube. We talked about why I didn't upload it for a while. We talked about what was happening in the game, and we also talked a little bit about a speedrun. Yeah. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I'm going to see you in the next episode. Bye.